in various parts of the country. We are getting the results coming in, and our data center is jam-packed with all the information. Ken Mijungu is there. Ken, what's the latest from across the country?
Of course, Eric, you expect there's a lot of development across the country. First off, from the IEBC portal, I'd like to bring to your attention that about only 8,000 polling stations have not reported out of the 46,229, because the IEBC is reporting 37,858. Now, the question at this particular point, Eric, is, does this mean that all the Form 34As have been received so they can collect? Well, there's another process that is coming up. They have to all be tallied at the Constituency Tallying Center before they are forwarded to the National Tallying Center. So the collation and total tallying still outstanding. So in spite of the fact that we have about 8,000 not outstanding, 8,000 still outstanding, we have a clear view of how the system of the IEBC is working, because as at now, about 6 hours since the closure of the polls, having to receive 34 Form 34As to the tune of 37,858. Well, that's good work for the IEBC. So I'd like to come here and also show you something that is happening. Now, this keeps on changing, Eric. We have Raila Odinga and William Ruto oscillating between who's at the top and who's at the bottom. But let's not forget the bottom too. That's Professor Wajakoya, who has just a paltry 0.49% with about 802 votes. And of course, Wahiga Mwaure, who has 348. That's about 0.23% of the total votes. Majority of the votes tonight go to Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And so far, out of the 22,120, 458 registered voters in this election, which the IEBC never gave us an update. So we're still assuming about 12 million or 13 million of Kenyans came out to vote. The lowest, by the way, ever. Because if you look at 2017, look at the number of registered voters in 2013. I hope I can get it. 2017, 19,610,000, and valid was 15 million at that time. That is in 2017. Let's look at 2013. 2013 is just loading. 14 million registered voters. Valid in that election with less than about 1.9 million were 12 million voters in that election. Now, right now, according to the IEBC, those who voted in this election are about 12 million, which means we have even gone lower than 2013, yet we had 22 million registered voters. And I like the conversation you're having there, Eric. Voter apathy and all that, and the reasons why people needed to have voted and why we didn't see a lot of people voting. So that is the fact tonight. So here is where we stand. As at now, the valid votes, according to our map here, is 166,156 out of the 12 million that was declared by the IEBC. But I also want to report something, that there are other media houses that are reporting about 200,000 already. We're not far off. Our map is failing. So I want to just go back to the map and show you very interesting statistics here, Eric, if you would just look at this map. So let's begin. Let's begin with the 2022 map and look at the areas that I've declared. Can they correlate with what declared in 2013? So let's take, for example, Marsabit. This is Marsabit right now. Looks yellow, but I'll break it down again. It's not necessarily true that Marsabit has gone yellow, but let's look at 2013. What happened in Marsabit? Was it yellow? Was it Jubilee? Remember, the Deputy President, William Ruto, was in Jubilee Party and he still expects the votes. Look at 2017. What happened in 2017? Still circulated. Marsabit in 2017 also went red. Let's take a look at 2013. What happened in 2013? Was Marsabit red or orange? In 2013, Marsabit was orange. So this was given to CORD back then in 2013. But in 2017, it went red to Jubilee. And of course, it started looking yellow in 2022. But that's not all. Let's even forget about Marsabit. There's this section of the map, Eric, that I'd like to center our attention on briefly. And let's just highlight it. This is from Pokot, where we see a little yellow. Let's just look at it, try and circulate it. Look at how it behaved back in 2017 and 2013, because this can give us a clear picture. So let's look at this in 2017. How did it look like in 2017? Exactly, it went red. In 2017, I just a little bit expanded this map. So if I expand it a little more, you can see also in 2017, it went red. Now it's looking yellow at this particular point. A pointer of things to come? Well, I don't know, because things are changing, but that's how it looked. In 2013, let's see if it went orange or it went red. In 2013, the same thing. You see, the pattern is basically the same in every election, that section. But away from that, I want to give another example of 2022 so that we see what happens in this election. So let me pick Wajir and Garissa, for example, and trying to look at 2013 and 2017. So first, I'm gonna put this out of the map just by drawing it, because I want the other map to reflect exactly. So this is Wajir. Let's look at 2017. How did Wajir vote? And Garissa, how did they vote? In 2017, same thing. It went red. Look at what's happening right now. Let me just go back a little. Look at 2022. It's blue right now, but we are not calling it for Azimio. We're just saying it went blue, but in 2017, it went red. That means the Jubilee Party scored the whole of Wajir and Garissa. In 2013, let's see what happened in 2013. It was orange that was for CORD. So effectively, things might change when if CORD right now, if Azimio right now takes it, then it's just gone back to the votes that Raila Odinga got in 2013. And finally, I just want to pick one more area of the map just to illustrate before I break it down for you. Let me pick one more area of this map. Yes, I'm going to explain this map in detail, but I want to go back just one more section because a lot of interest is in this. So I'd like to pick, for example, this area here, just highlight it, and then I'll explain. So let's highlight Busia, Kakamega, Vihiga, Kisumu, Kisii, Migori, Homa Bay, and Siaya. Let's see how that voted in 2017. Then I'll explain. So in 2017, this is how it looked like. Exactly, the map remained the same, just a little bit up here that has not declared. That is Bungoma that has not declared. But if exactly that's what happens, then we will see the same pattern. In 2013, let's see what happened in that specific area. The same thing, right? The same thing. So basically, Eric, the more things change in this election, the more they remain the same. However, I can't hand it back over to you without explaining a little bit of what we are seeing tonight. And I'll use a few examples. Let me pick, for example, Kilifi here. Kilifi has gone yellow according to our map, but out of Kilifi County with 586,602, the truth is only Magarini has declared. So only the polling stations in Magarini have declared in this election. Malindi is still outstanding, Ganze, Kilifi North, Kaloleni, Kilifi South, and Rabai is still outstanding. So the reason why in the original map you see this area of Kilifi only yellow is because the dominant vote have gone to William Ruto, who is in our map yellow. So the fact that he's leading with the few polling stations that have declared, it has to go yellow. However, as I said, if anything changes this night, for example, if we would have different votes coming all the way from this area for Raila Odinga, or even reducing a little bit of this, definitely the whole of this area will make Magarini disappear because there are 4 more and it will definitely be blue. So the only problem is this: it's a small representation of the number of polling stations that have voted and declared so far. So in Magarini, for example, take a look at this and let's look. Samuel Ruto has gotten 1 vote in Magarini, which has declared. Now, because of that single vote in that area, Ruto is at 100%. Magarini is 100%. That's why it's all in red. Raila Odinga, no vote so far. So it means from a polling station that counted only 1 vote, and that vote belonged to William Ruto. So it's 100%. So if you look at that map, you get a representation that somehow tells you that Kilifi has gone all yellow, but it's not gone all yellow. And finally, I'll give you an example now with Garissa. Garissa indicates that it's blue. But look at what areas of Garissa have voted in this, have submitted their forms 34A. It's only this small section of Garissa. So this is Mbalambala and Garissa town. And out of this, look at what it tells us. Raila Odinga has 250 and William Ruto has 195. Now, because of that, Eric, we see the whole of it blue, but that is a very small fraction of what we're getting tonight. So the map gets filled up tonight, and we'll definitely be breaking it down to you to the final vote to tell you who voted where and why the map looks blue and yellow. And if Raila Odinga continues leading or William Ruto overtakes or whatever happens, we'll be here to show you those, because numbers, as I say, never lie. Numbers like facts never lie. You just need to know where to apply the numbers. Back to you, Latif.
Well, thank you very much, Ken. Indeed, that's a magic wall, just touching it and showing us exactly what's happening across the country, going deep into various civic wards as well, and seeing the number of polling stations that have already announced the results. 82.36% according to the IBC portal reported Form 34As. Then, of course, those ones that